Hi everybody, it's Cindy the Scrapologist. I'm here for part 2 of the Make Your Own Junk Journal series. Couldn't remember the name of it for a second there. So this is a series where we are making a junk journal from start to finish. I am using a kit from my shop to make the junk journal with. In the first 2 videos, we made the cover. We covered the cover with canvas and we experimented with these really fun, super great transfers from architectures. And we're doing some images on the canvas. I need to fix my corners there. But that's what we did in parts 1 and 2. My video on the covers just suddenly kicked out and started and made a second. It cut it in half and made it in 2 parts. So I'm not sure why it did that, but so there's 2 parts to the Make Your Cover series. The next thing that I want to do with you all is start decorating the inside pages. In the kit, I only gave you 6 pieces of coffee stained paper, just more for a sample for you because I don't have the ability to make hundreds of these, as you'll see in the video I'm about to show you. But the next step is we are going to decorate the pages, and so I would love for you to have, if you're following along, have maybe about 20 sheets of tea stained paper. In the kit there are, like I said, 6 pieces of tea stained paper, coffee stained paper, there's scrapbook paper. I usually like to have about 30 sheets, 10 per signature in my junk journals. So if you make 20, you should be okay. If we don't use them all, well, you'll have them left over. There are so many opinions and different ways of making tea stained or coffee stained paper, or making paper look old. I've tried them all. I find most of them to just be so complicated that I dread doing this. So I found my own system that works. I think you'll really like it. I'm restoring a 150-year-old house, and back 50 years ago, they didn't have kitchen cupboards and counters and stuff. So I have very limited counter space. And I also have a short attention span, and I don't like to sit and make 100 of these at a time. So I'm going to show you a video of how I make this coffee stained paper throughout the day. And by the end of the day, I have plenty to do a junk journal. And it's great if you have limited space. And it's super quick and easy. So I really hope you try it. The first thing I do is make coffee. I get the coffee, instant coffee, from the dollar store. And I mix it at twice the strength. So if it calls for, I think it called for 1 tablespoon to 1 cup of water, and I use 2 tablespoons to 1 cup of water. And then I also, at the dollar store, I bought a plastic tablecloth, and I just spread that on the small counter that I do have. Okay, so those are the first 2 steps that I didn't do on camera this morning. Let me switch here. Okay, so there's my tablecloth and my spray bottle. And the first thing I do is just spritz down the tablecloth itself to get some coffee on there. And then I have room for 4 sheets of paper, and then I just spray it. My spray bottle, which I also got at the dollar store, was giving me trouble. And you see at the end there, I have the lid a little loose so that I can get some dots, some droplets to fall on the paper too. It gives it a nice texture. So I just let those drip all over it. And this is where the spray bottle stops working. And I eventually get it to work again. Come on, bottle. And then at the very end when I'm done, I set the bottle right on the paper. And the reason that I do that is because it'll give a nice circle stain if you like that coffee cup stain look. So then my cupboard there just happens to be near a kitchen window, so I just let it air dry for a half hour to an hour, and as they dry, so I have them kind of spread out, and as they dry, I just pull them over to the side and start stacking them up, and I do 4 more. And by the end of the day, I've got plenty of paper. It does still smell like coffee, but that eventually does go away. If you don't like that smell, I actually hate coffee, believe it or not. I'm a big time tea drinker, as you know from watching me. I always have tea with me from Silver Plum. But you can also put it in a bag with some baking soda and it will absorb the smell too. But it eventually goes away. So this is what it looks like when you're done. And it's got some nice dimensionality to it. You can barely see it in the camera, but there's a nice circle. I love the edges when they do that. Every page turns out different. Here's one where you can really see where I set the bottle down. And when I do the drips, this is kind of what happens, and I really love that look. And you see how I didn't even spray the back, but it just absorbs right through the paper. I spray the tablecloth down every time, and that's enough. You don't have to flip them and spray the other side. There's another one. I set the bottle down there. So, and see the edges? And I think that this turns out super beautiful, and it's just so much simpler than, look at this one. I love this one. But it's so much simpler than dipping it in trays with hot water and pulling them out one at a time and then baking them in the oven. I do not have the patience for that kind of manual labor. More power to you if you do. I'm not knocking it because those papers turn out beautiful too. But I've got a shop to run, I have things to do, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this aspect of it. So there's a real simple way to do it, and I hope that this really encourages you to get some papers ready. I'm going to start probably decorating a page or two today. I'm not sure how fast I'll get these videos up because I have so many orders that I'm trying to get out. I just made this book for a customer, this mini album. And I just made this mini album for a customer. I haven't worked with Graphic 45 for a long time, so these were really a lot of fun. This is Safari Adventure, and this is Botanica Bella. And I have enough paper to make a couple more of these too. And they're in my shop. But anyway, so this is what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm getting orders out. I don't know how quickly I'm going to get to these videos decorating the pages. But when I do, I'm going to do short videos in this series. For the next several videos, I'm going to be doing probably just decorating one page, but what you're going to get with it is a template. I'm going to find a way to attach a file so that that will have an image. Do you remember the old scrapbook recipes, they used to call them, where they would draw? Let me just do a quick sample here. Let's see. I mean, it's going to be nicer than this, but you know, you'd get a scrapbook template that would show here's where your title goes, and then put this here, and put a put something round there, and something to, you know what I mean? I don't know what to call them. It's a template, I guess. So I'm going to give you a computerized one for every page that I do. And by the time we're done, you can print those off and put them in a little book, a 3-ring binder or something. And then anytime you want to make a junk journal, you can pull that out, and there are your recipes. There are your templates for making different pages. Sometimes we don't want to have to think about every page, so it's nice to have some designs laid out in front of you that you can just use as a guideline. So that's what I'd like to gift to you as part of this free series that I'm doing on making a junk journal from start to finish. It's going to all happen sequentially, but you can obviously watch in any order. And that's about it, I think. If you want to purchase the kit and and craft along with us. It's a beautiful kit. I've already done a video of that, so I won't do it again. We're going to be doing a lot of fun, unique techniques like this. So I hope you check it out. And please hit subscribe below so you don't miss any of the videos in this series, and I would appreciate a thumbs up very much. So thanks so much for watching. I'm looking forward to doing this tutorial for you all and the really unique templates or recipes that I'm going to be providing as part of this. I think that will be kind of fun to have. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.